Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Live, and thanks for joining us this last Wednesday of 2017. And I just can't believe another year.
It's been pretty
it
good.
seems like yesterday we were going 2016.
Right.
See ya.
Right.
2017. And it's so crazy because 2016, I know so many people had so much stuff.
I had a lot of stuff.
Everybody couldn't wait to get out of 17.
totally.
16. And now 17, when
Lot
we
of
look
shifts.
back, a lot of shifts. But the best thing I think that has happened is all the truths that have come out. All of the hidden, underlying secrets, people being disrespected, all of the negative dreck of the universe. And to those of you that are true to true, that live your truth and are just honest and don't have to look for excuses or make up things, or you know what? All of our lives have really progressed forward in a really wonderful, positive way. And I have to say, 2017 for me was a lot of changes.
A lot, yeah.
But I'm going to say very few that were stressful, and more good things than I've seen in a very long time.
I agree.
And I feel like it's only going up from there. And our topic today, I think, is something that I've really learned, and it's about really being who you want to be. Not like a list of rules. Not like, oh, the book says that. It's what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. If it's supposed to be here, it stays. If it's not, it leaves. Like, all these really simple cliches are like,
they're real.
So real. So
real.
And when you start understanding how literal the universe is, life just gets simple, because when you can actually just be who you want to be and sort of have like a tunnel vision about where you're going and have all of the stressful resistance out here, and you don't pay attention to the resistance, it's just amazing how your life just grows in leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, relationships, the kids, like the work, everything has just gotten so clear for me this year.
I've definitely gotten to a point where I look at things and I'm like, well, that wasn't meant to be. I don't spend time on it.
Right.
If it's like not part of this. And I can almost see two universes kind of happening at the same time, where we were just discussing about people who, particularly have like weight loss goals or resolutions, and yet all you're focusing on is food. Like, that's not going to work. That's not going to, and you know what? Honor that. Like, this past week, I was like, you know what? I had a little bit more cookies than I would typically have. But I was like, that's okay, because that's not what I usually do.
Right,
and
you don't
I'm
spend a day in mourning over it.
Right, exactly. And that is the thing right
there. The stress isn't going to let you digest all that junk.
That is exactly it, the mourning. So the self that you're trying to be is not that person. So, like, just be who you are and happy with that situation. Love yourself.
And if you're not happy, make yourself happy.
Then decide to change it. But
seriously,
in love.
You bend over backwards, and I mean bend over backwards, to people in your life who are constantly at you, on you.
Barb.
Hey, Barb. Merry Christmas, Barb. Okay, so when you're constantly bending over backwards for people who are rude, ignorant, intolerant, negativity-driven people, then guess what, babes? That's your fault.
Yeah.
Because anything like that, I walk away from. I've learned to. I've been in enough situations with negativity, and it doesn't exclude like family, that once you realize who you really are, and once you realize that there are circumstances you want in your life, circumstances you don't want in your
Yeah.
life. I mean, when you get down to the real core of who you are,
Yep.
a bunch of things you write down on January 1st and then you don't even look at them January 3rd is like a big deal. I've implemented a lot of practices into my life the last few years, but I'll tell you, since we're doing this, I stick to them like it becomes a habit. Anything you do for 21 days becomes a habit.
But even if you didn't do them, you didn't have to beat yourself up for them. You just like the next minute pick up from there. Like, oh my God, I didn't write my gratitude this morning. Okay, do it right now because you just thought of it. So do it now. Not like, and that's what people do with like their
stop
diet and
making it a
else.
job. Like, oh, my resolutions. No, think of something that you want to accomplish. Like I one of the things I wrote down was losing weight, okay?
Yeah.
So, hey, everybody that joined us.
Hi, Jamie.
So you want to lose weight. Picture the body that you want. Be realistic, okay? Picture the body that you want, first of all. Second of all, is what you're eating fuel or is it filler? Like, really ask yourself, do I really want that on me? Or is that going to help me, like, move throughout my day, give me energy, give me clarity, give me the nutrition that I need? Pin up pictures, not of girls in bathing suits or, whatever, men in whatever, weightlifters for men. Really visualize realistically what you want to look like, what you want to feel like, the kind of clothes you want to wear. It will become a habit. The next time you eat something, you're really going to stop and think. Become and be. Be who you want to be. You will become that.
Yes.
Stop making things a job. Stop making things a job. You want to start smoking? You want to stop smoking? You want to stop smoking? Start vaping. CBD. No nicotine. I'm telling you, it's been the greatest thing. Brings calm, clarity. Like you're vaping something that's like really good for you. Anyway, so sit down between now and the first of the year, okay, or even the second of the year. Don't pressure yourself that January 1st you got to start this.
Right, you don't have to. Especially since January 1st we have like our annual pork dinner
even
with
though,
like dessert.
Is it Sunday
1st.
or Monday?
Monday is the day.
Monday's New Year's Day. Okay, so New Year's Eve is New
Sunday.
Year's Day. Everybody goes, I'll start Monday.
Yeah.
I'll start January 1st is a Monday this year. Yes. And it's 2018. Don't want to leave this out. 2018, when you add it up, is an 11. The pillars to the new realms, the pillars to the higher vibration. 11 is a master number. It's all about beginnings, new starts. So again, go with the flow of what's happening. But anyway, it's a 2. 1 and 1 is a 2. So it's really about relationships, partnerships, partnering, creating things with somebody else. Mm-hmm. And how about if the first relationship that you work on this year is you? The relationship with yourself.
That is the biggest thing.
That should be your, not a resolution, but that should be yourself.
You're the one you're depending on.
You got it.
You don't have to put all your expectations in what everybody else does around you.
Just be you. Everybody else is going to have to fall into, and the ones that fall into, great. Mm-hmm. And the ones that fall away, just do. It is what it is. And sometimes relationships take time. Yeah. Like even the one with yourself, they take time. Yeah. So anyway, so sit down and really think about your experiences this... I can't wait to use mine either. I had to make one because I ran out of the candles barb with the reset kit. Tell me about it. So sit down and really think about your experiences, first of all. And from those experiences, write down, what did you learn? And listen, you could do this in 5 minutes. You could do this in 5 minutes. If you want to spend more time with it, spend more time with it. But even 5 minutes, okay? So think about your experiences. Think about what you've learned. And then think about what needs to change. Either a change you feel you need to make, mm-hmm. or accepting things that other people do that aren't going to change. Accept it.
That's huge.
And then maybe a relationship has to change, and maybe it's just not a relationship anymore. So accept that. I mean, we all have these challenges, so to speak, in our life, and we've never really been equipped or taught at a young age how to deal with our feelings. but we've got not only plenty of time to do that now. Hey, and Christine, not only do we have plenty of time to do that, and I know you're thinking, plenty of time, I got to work, I got to do laundry, I got to do that. You know what? This year, the first thing on your list should be you.
Yeah.
And if it's not you, then that should be your first change, and the first habit that becomes you is working on you, because in order to just be you, you have to be able to do it without thinking. Like your autoimmune system works inside the body with an intelligence to just go into action when it needs to, okay? Breathing. You don't think every minute, take a breath. Your heartbeat. You don't think every minute, oh, my heart has to beat.
Yeah.
You want to be able to just be who you really are, not with any outside stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I was having a heart-to-heart talk with a very close friend of mine the other day. And I said to her, explain to me when you tell me I do this, what I do and what it, because I'm not aware of it. Like, I'm doing this, but I'm not aware of somebody else's perception of what I'm doing. So it helped me to look at, I'm doing a behavior, but not in the mind thought of what somebody else is seeing that behavior to be. So I was real quick to change what the universe may have thought I meant by that action by aligning my intention with it. And I hope that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
But it's like, I really had to have that pointed out to me.
Yeah. Because we're on autopilot, and that's kind of a big keyword that while we were getting ready today, it's kind of what resonates to me is we just go along, and all these things happen to us.
Yeah.
Or happen like at us or whatever. And that's because we just let it go. And that's where the 5 minutes, take that 5 minutes a day. Because if you want something different to happen, you have to be the one that changes it. If you want something extraordinary to happen, you're not going to get it by being on autopilot.
And if you don't have 5, 10, 15 minutes, a half an hour for yourself every day, you're the one that's not making that happen. You're the one that's not making that happen. There's no excuses not to give yourself time every day to sit, to reflect. And Karen Selman, thank you. Her word for 2018.
That's awesome.
Allow. We've been saying that. Allow for change.
Create the space for the change.
Create the space. Make your altar, section 12. It's the first space on the left side when you walk in a room. Yeah. So anyway.
You know what? And you were talking about your list too. Like write down, what was that again? What you want to have or what you do have to change it. Sit down.
Sit down. Think about your experiences. Write down what you've learned.
Right.
Think about what needs to change. Like I go like this. If I'm around somebody and because of their behavior, it makes me be somebody that I am not, nor do I want to be.
Out.
I'm out of it. I'm out of it.
Me too.
Yeah, I've been married a couple times, but you know what? I'm sorry, and I know I brought this up before, but it's the truth because I hear so much flack about it. But you know what? If something's not right, change it.
Right.
And if that's the only change, I'm sorry. The tradition, the vows, for better or for worse, you know what? I understand that. But if it's affecting your health and your well-being, or not to mention being in a dangerous situation, nobody has room to judge.
Right.
Nobody has room to comment on anybody else's stuff.
And that is it.
I am a lot happier today than a lot of people, I'm sure, who are sticking out that 80 years for that gold watch. I'm sorry. And listen, marriage is a beautiful relationship, and it's not that I didn't, but if you're not happy in any situation, or if a situation becomes dangerous, then I'm sorry. I don't know who's telling you what to do, but I'm like.
So Christine says, what if it's family? Listen, I'm all about family, and I was surrounded by family all this week. We don't always see eye to eye, and that's fine. It's not my place to judge, nor is it their place to judge me. And so I also have a family that I chose. That's my friends. And so where I spend my time and my energy is with people who are like-minded to me and enjoy the things that I enjoy. It doesn't mean that I don't like see my family or have family around me, but they have no business telling me how to be, nor do I have any business telling them how to be.
And can I say something? Because this is like everybody hears you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. All right, so can we correct that a little bit?
Yeah.
Here's the deal. You did pick your family. You picked your family before you came here.
Oh, good one.
You picked your parents, you picked your everybody.
Yeah.
And yet, now that you're here, you can pick your friends. But you know what? You actually kind of picked them too.
Yeah.
And you picked them to come in at the time of your life when you needed them for the experience, the lesson, or whatever. And then there's the friends that are forever. There was a connection, be it through a third party or whatever. Then there can be a little bit of time apart. But when you re-click with that person, and there is no change, not even in months, years, or whatever. Sometimes that happens, and I'm grateful for the ones that I have in my life.
Yeah,
and yet, Barb, you're one of them, and you know that. But here's the thing:
Jamie.
we did pick, and you picked it because you wanted the experience to learn. Now, I can say personally, I have a handful, of family that I'm as close as could be to.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of blood family. I don't see, hear anything for years. And you know what? I don't really notice it, nor do I feel a loss, because to me, the people that stay because they're supposed to. The people that leave. I got that experience. I learned exactly what I didn't want to be from that family. And I'm sorry, it's blood, it's family, but you can't tell me that you don't have friends out there that became a family, that they're like your blood.
Yeah.
That you would do for them
For sure.
what you would do for no other, and they don't have to be.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. So now we know we did pick. And if it's family, then it's family. Well, okay, so what? Are they making you miserable every day?
Right.
Are they on you all day long? Are they negative? Are they putting you down? Are they doing things that irritate you to the max? Well, then guess what? You need to make the change and remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah.
And there are no excuses. And when somebody says, well, I have to do this because, then that cause better be for your highest good and not for them. Because maybe it's time for them to learn a lesson.
You know, it's funny. I had something happen last night, and one of my family members disappointed me, and it would be, maybe another time I would hold anger or hold something about it. And other family members around me were like, oh, I feel so bad for you that happened. And I was like, I didn't feel bad that it didn't happen. Like, he didn't show up. It's fine. And it wasn't, I have like no issue about it. But other people chose to hold that. And I was like, that's not how I care to live. That's, you be you, I'm going to be me. I'll make my decisions. And I feel fine about it. And I feel like I have no resistance. I have no animosity. Nothing. And it's fine. And that is such a wonderful place to be, because I don't expect any more out of them or that than I bring to the table, because it's me. It's my place in life, and I don't have to judge it, and that's fine. You be you, and I'll be me.
Exactly.
Right?
And Lori, thank you for your input, that the research to what we're saying. That's very comforting to know. All right, so
I do also want to say, when according to with that list, to write like a to-do list of things that you want to do, but also along with that, my to-feel list. So when you're doing all these things, how do I want to feel?
Well,
how do I feel with it?
That's kind of like what I wrote. I said, write a gratitude list of all the things that you want, as if you have them already.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, it doesn't matter, because I'm telling you, that works right off the bat, right, Jump Street, that works. So after you write the gratitude list, then write a little list of like, what makes you happy? Like, have you ever really sat and said, like, what makes me happy?
Yeah.
I wrote it out the other night, and I was thinking about it. What really makes me happy? Spending time with my kids all together, laughing, having fun, watching a movie, doing whatever. My granddaughter, like, that makes me really happy. When somebody calls me and tells me that after so many years or whatever of suffering with something, they feel better, their life has changed.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. I have to say, feeling all the love that we feel from people, just is unexpressible. How much joy and happiness I get from knowing like we helped even one person, let alone 5 or 10 people. And I mean, to me, like, that's the greatest gift. So every time we do something or say something, we send out messages to the universe about what we want. And if our actions are not aligned with what our real thoughts are, maybe we have to go back and realign what our actions are. But I think that the more we become who we really are at a very deep level and stick true to our truths, not to be redundant with the word. I can hear my dad going, that's redundant. Okay. So you really start to naturally be all the time who you are. Like, I love Madonna because she always...
Jamie does too.
She always... Great, Jamie. Because she always reinvented herself and didn't care one iota what anybody thought. Cher's another favorite of mine because she didn't care about anybody's thoughts or anything. And yet they truly are like I'm like, they didn't care. Why should I care? Right. I mean, why should anybody have to care? And so what would people think about them? If they're happy, what's the difference? And then you got to start thinking, if you're happy, what's the difference? As long as you're not hurting anybody with your actions, or things that you're doing or not doing is not hurting somebody. And I mean like physically hurting somebody. If you're hurting somebody because you're not doing exactly what they want you to do, well, then that's on them. Because we talked about expectations. You can't be living in somebody else's expectations. And, running our kids' lives. Like, can you imagine trying to run, like, once your kids become an adult, trying to run their life? Butt out.
I'm having some really funny thoughts that I can't say.
Have your own life. It's not that you don't care, but...
I said to Phyllis, I've seen so many things this week alone, just in, like, whether it's people's, like, weight loss issues, like, how much they, like, hate themselves and they tell everybody about it. What? And then how people try to run their kids' lives.
Right. Oh, my God.
I saw that this week, too. So I really try to...
If your kid's over 18 or 16 and you're a helicopter mom... Guess what?
So funny. And I also think of, I love to dance. Jamie's one of my dance partners. Jamie Zollers. And I crack up sometimes at myself because I like try to dance in my own like little envelope. And that's what I think about life too. Of like, you don't have to like blurt over everybody like your beliefs and your whatever, your expectations or whatever. Just be in your own little box, man. Just dance to your little drum and be yourself.
Right.
And then all the things that you're actually going to want are going to come in because you're so happy doing it. That's my New Year's resolution.
Like every day, make it a habit to think of positive things in your life. Everybody has at least 3 positive things in their life. I'm not even going to say 1. You have at least 3. I know I have at least 5 or 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I could probably do 20 positive things right now, boom, 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 that are in my life without even having to write them down or think too long.
Yep.
And it got to that. Mary, you have a helicopter mom. You just have to like not answer the phone all the time. Like I know people who like their moms call them every 10 seconds or stop answering the phone. Walk away. Go turn your ringer off.
That one better not have a helicopter mom.
And we know Megan doesn't have a... I wish you were here today.
Hi, Meg.
And I hope you were really surprised and loved Christmas. We'll talk about it. Anyway,
she did.
So really make a daily practice of being who you want to be. Start thinking, do I really want to do this? Is this really how I feel? What am I afraid of what they're going to say or think? if you're in the right, you're in the truth, you're doing something for you that's going to make you, and let me tell you something, every time you take a step at doing something that you love or that you are, you gain strength from that. Because you turn around and go, look how easy that was. And I feel better. And I feel better from it.
She loved it.
Good. I was hoping you would, and I knew you would. You'll see like the medical stuff in it, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, so, all right, so 2018, no resolution list. If you need to make goals, make them. But don't be hard on yourself. Make it a part of yourself. Truly become this year who you really are. Say what you need to say. Do the things you need to do for you. If you're not making 5 minutes to an hour for yourself, that's sad. Maybe that'll be our first New Year's thing, how to get that hour. But I don't care what you have to move out. This year, make it a year of really being happy and remembering you're the only one that can do that, no matter what it takes. And becoming who you can really be. When you do that and when you're aligned, that energy goes out, and it's going to bring back, like Kim always says, surrounding yourself with like-minded people is the most important thing that you can do for yourself. And you know what happens? You bring in all those like-minded people and the energy of the lower vibrational people who are not ready to stand with you or to meet you where you are. They just won't be there. Stop making it a bad thing. Stop making it a guilt thing. Get rid of that guilt that everybody put on you.
And shame.
And you chewed up and digested, because you know what? It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it in your life. I don't worry about people who judge me. I don't even really think about it, because I look at people now, like my kids used to be like, you know, my son Robbie, like somebody would be at the bus stop getting teased, and my son would say to them, this is what they learned at a really young age. You don't know where they came from. You don't know if they had breakfast this morning. You don't know if their parents were awake. You don't know if they have an alcoholic mother that they're taking care of, or father, drug addict, or whatever. You don't know. You have no idea what goes on in somebody else's life. So you know what? Time to focus on yours. Time to focus on yours. And when you do, that's when your life's going to start to change. And it's the simplest thing. It's the simplest thing. So we want to wish everybody a happy, very blessed, healthy New Year, prosperous, abundant in all the things you want. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Happy. And we just thank you so much, everyone that joins us. And when you share what we're saying, and 1, 2, 3, 10, 15 thousands of people start to see that how easy it is to really change your life. Spread the peace, spread the joy, spread the love. It starts with you. And we're hoping that it's starting here. And listen, we want you to come and be with us here physically if anybody ever can. So
we're making some changes here too, so we'll stick with us.
Yeah,
we'll
definitely the change for next year is we're going to each week, we're going to really try to make this we're not going to try, we're going to make it an interactive kind of show, and we're going to really start to communicate back and forth, and we really want the feedback. We really want you to reach out to us like we reach out to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's really it. We love you. Have a happy, healthy New Year. See you next week.